Okay, I'm going to first play the video for us. Okay, so what do you guys think of the video? We see the novice monk. He likes to tease people and he likes to tell lies. So Buddha described him as like dirty water that's in a container. So as human beings, all of us, we are like containers. So every day we have to try to love and clean ourselves. And what we put inside the container, what we put inside us determines the value of ourselves. How and what do you use your container for? It's our body, speech, and mind. What do we do? What do we speak? And what do we think of? That is going to determine the value of ourselves. There's a very good example. There's a commissioner in Taiwan, Sister Mei Yu. She's a cleaner. So she says every day when she is cleaning the toilet, when she is washing the toilet, she says she feels like she's not washing the toilet. She's not cleaning the toilet. She feels like she's cleaning her heart and her mind. She's purifying her heart and her mind. So she says she has to do it every day, like she cleans the toilet every day so it doesn't get dirty like the toilet. So it's very, very important that we keep our body, speech, and mind clean. And bad body, speech, when we do bad things with our body, speech, and mind, then bad karma occurs. And bad karma is like snowballs, you know, it rolls bigger and bigger. You know, when you roll a small snowball on the snow, so when you roll it, it gets bigger. So bad karma is like that. When we speak of, sometimes we think it's very small lies that we are telling people, but actually small lies can grow into big lies. It's like the bad deeds. As we grow, the bad deeds also grow. So it's all interlocked like butterfly effect. Do you guys know what is butterfly effect? Have you heard of it, butterfly effect, before? So butterfly effect is like, they say if a butterfly moves its wings from the one side of the planet, and the air movement, the airflow that's created by the butterfly's wings could cause a tornado or a tornado in the other side of the world. So something very small like a butterfly, it can cause something very big. It can cause a typhoon somewhere else in the world. So that's butterfly effect. So sometimes we think lying is okay, like the novice monk. He is just, you know, playing. He thinks it's okay to do small lies, to tease people. But eventually, he's going to lose trust from people. People are going to start doubting him. And that is going to make his life difficult. Then he will probably be wondering, why are people treating him badly? Because people doubt him, people don't trust him anymore. And because he wonders why people treat him badly, he could end up doing bad deeds or doing bad things. And because if he does bad things again, then people are going to treat him even worse. So it's like a cycle that rotates around and around. So when we're speaking of value, we spoke of value just now, says the value of a container is all dependent on what's inside the container. So what is the most valuable stuff that's commonly rated in the world now? What are the valuable stuff? Can you guys think of any example that's something that's valuable? Like money. Money is valuable, right? So money is like trust as well between people. So people give the value to paper, eventually it becomes money so that we can use it to buy things. For example, in Zimbabwe, you know, Zimbabwe's what do you call it? Ratio is very, very small. So Zimbabwe money is very, very small. You need to take maybe like 10 million or 100 million to a shop to buy one bottle of water. So why? It's the money, right? You have to carry, you have to actually carry bags and bags of money to a shop to buy a bottle of water.
Yes.
So why did the money become so small? Why did their money become so small? It's because people lost trust in their money. They lost trust in their society and system. So the value of the money become lower and smaller. So the value itself is based on trust. It's like when we go and buy shares from a company. When you trust this company is running well, when you trust the company is making money, then you will pay money to buy their shares. And the better the company runs, then you pay higher money to buy the shares. It's because you trust the company. So when we lost trust on a person, and we don't give the person a job or we don't let him work anymore, then that person loses his or her value in the society. And that is why we always have to promote gratitude, respect, and love. Because gratitude, respect, and love will be able to build a society that is positive and good, and a society that people actually trust people, because trust is the value of the society. So the value of a society depends on the trust between people as well. The worse the people's heart and mind gets, the less trust is in the society. So basically, lying are the opposite of trust. We are not asking for absolute pure mind, because absolute pure mind is very ideal. It's not something that's very easy to achieve. But what we can do first is to reduce our mistakes and discover our bad habits. For example, in the video, in the story, the novice monk, he lost his ability to introspect himself. And so therefore Buddha taught him a lesson of the flip around basin. So there are 3 points that the Buddha wants to get across to the novice monk. The first point is the water inside the basin is already dirty because it's being used to wash people's feet. So the dirty water is basically representing the lies that the novice monk tells people. So people cannot accept his words because his words are not pure and clean anymore. That's the first point that the Buddha wants to teach him. And the second point, when something lost its value, when you start lying around, when something lost its value, then you cannot use it anymore. You have to wash it very, very hard to get it back to clean, back to its original status. How it's, if you started lying, people lost trust in you. It's going to take a very long time and very much effort to get people to trust you again. That is like karma. It's like the snowball that rolls bigger and bigger. So that's the consequences of lying. And speaking of karma, we just want to explain karma in this situation in a way. Karma is bonded by 4 factors. So karma is basically a combination of four important factors. The first is the cause. And the second is the predestined relationship. The third is the effect. The fourth is the retribution. So all these 4 things together becomes karma. So if we put a more easier way, easier example to explain it, the cause is like the seed that we plant into the soil. And the predestined relationship is like the sun and the water and the oxygen that feeds the seed in the soil to grow. And the effect will be the fruit that's growing from the tree, from the seed. And then eventually retribution is when people, how do they use and accept the fruit from the tree? So, but it differs from people to people. Everybody, it's the same tree, the same seed, and the same fruit from that we are receiving. But everybody receive the retribution differently. So for example, some people might use the fruit to eat. So they will get pleasure out of eating the fruit. And then their stomach gets full. And somebody might just leave the fruit lying around. Eventually, it attracts a lot of flies and start rotting. So you see, there's different retributions from the same effect, the same fruit. This is the whole combination of karma. And when we speak of the second factor and the third factor, the second factor, the predestined relationship and the effects, those are the external influence. But the retribution is internal. It's from our own side. It's our mindset that we have to fix. If we don't fix our mindset, no matter what fruit we have, we will always accept it in a negative way. For example, a lot of people, a lot of lottery winners, you know, lotto. If you win lotto, you win a big amount of money. So a lot of lottery winners, eventually they end up living worse than before they win the lottery. There was a study on it. People did a study and inspection on it. So the result says that most of lottery winners end up living in a worse condition than before. Why? Because they don't know how to use the money wisely, and they don't have the right mindset. So even receiving the winning reward of lottery is a positive thing, but the end result, it becomes negative. So this is all depends on your mindset, if you have the right mindset. So to be able to create good karma, we have to cultivate both our blessings and our wisdom. And how do we cultivate our blessings is to plant good seeds and do good cause and good deeds. And then how do we receive and accept our retributions wisely with wisdom? So we have to receive our retributions with contentment, gratitude, good understanding, and tolerance. That's the way of accepting the retributions positively. No matter what kind of fruit, no matter what kind of effect we receive. Okay, then back to the story. We said there were 3 points that the Buddha wants to teach the novice monk. So the third point is, when Buddha flipped the basin around, it's basically representing, symbolizing the novice monk. He doesn't have the ability to introspect. He doesn't have the ability to judge himself and then look at himself and learn how to improve himself. So it's like the container that's flipped around. You can no longer put water inside. And additionally, after you use the basin to put water to wash people's feet, is the basin any longer valuable? No, it's not longer valuable, because it's just a basin. People are going to use it for washing feet. No matter how expensive it's made of. It can be made of gold, but then eventually people are only going to use it to wash feet because it's dirty, it's not clean. So that's basically the same thing. It's like if we don't use our body, speech, and mind the right way, we make it dirty, and then we don't want to wash it and clean it. Nobody will be able to help us. and then we will just always have the same value like the dirty basin. So Master says there is a aphorism. Master said, we have to learn through working and awaken through learning. So we have to always try to uplift our consciousness level through working and eventually come to a realization of how the truth is actually about. So the more work we do, we're supposed to reduce our 3 poisons, not getting more 3 poisons. Remember, we always speak of the 3 poisons. Can you remember the 3 poisons? Yeah. Anybody? Can anyone remember the 3 poisons? Anger, yes. Anger.
Greed.
Greed, yes, greed. And the last one?
Ignorance.
Yes, ignorance. So if we do more work, but eventually through doing more work, we actually gain more anger, more greed, and more ignorance. That just means we are not having the right mind. Our mind is not right because we are not learning from the process of working. We are not awakening during the process of learning. So we have to always try to scale ourselves down to smaller and smaller and to learn more and more. Then we will be able to eventually see the truth. So in the video, Master said, with a broad heart, we can accommodate everything in the world. But first, we need to flip our containers around and clean it. If the container is dirty and flipped upside down, then you cannot put anything inside. Okay, that's all from my side. Anybody would like to share a bit regarding the video we just watched? Anybody?
Hello, Sister Katie.
Hello, Brother Foreman, right?
Yes. From the video, I've learned quite a few things. Though you have highlighted what the actual video was trying to teach us, I've learned that if you are we have different people in the world, people who we might find tricking other people funny, people who enjoy doing other things besides others. See, they take it like the monk, he didn't do it on purpose that he wanted to hurt other people or he wanted to be a bad person, but he always enjoyed that it's fun when he does it. He did not know that by doing that, it is he is harming other people. So I've learned that in other things, when people do things, we must always tolerate them and teach them how to do the right thing. And I've learned that we must always we look at ourselves, self-introspection. So when we look at ourselves, more of like when the monk was called to the Buddha to say, look at what you're doing. So now we look back to say, have I been this person? Have I been the one that's not creating value? Our actions, the actions that we
Hello. Oh man, I think I've lost you. Is the connection not stable? Are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Did you hear what I said?
Not after the introspection.
Oh, I was saying that self-introspection is also important because when the monk was called by the Buddha, when he got there, he was given a reflection of himself through the water basin. To say when he looks at the water basin now, he would ask himself, is this me? Is this how I have been? Have I not been behaving in a good way? So it's good for us to always look at our ways. Are we really doing something that is beneficial to ourselves and others? Because if he had done self-introspection also, he wouldn't be having any troubles or any problems. So we also need to reflect on our actions to say, did we do good or did we not do good? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Foreman. Anybody else would like to share? No one? No ladies? Ladies, any ladies would like to share?
No, there's no one, Sister Katie, for today. Next
Is
time.
it? All right, should we conclude for today then?
Yes, we can conclude.
Okay, is Brother Teach there?
Yes, it's there.
Okay, will you please lead us the bow, please?
Okay, thank you.
Let's stand up. First bar. Second bar. Third bar.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Have a lovely weekend.
You too.